Theodore Roosevelt, the 26th President of the United States, was one of the most dynamic and influential figures in American history. Born on October 27, 1858, in New York City, Roosevelt's life was marked by a constant drive for achievement, a passion for reform, and a deep sense of duty to his country. His career spanned various roles as a soldier, politician, writer, and conservationist. His transformative presidency helped shape the modern American state and made him a global figure. Theodore Roosevelt was born into a wealthy family. His father, Theodore Roosevelt Sr., was a successful businessman and philanthropist who supported his son's intellectual and physical development. Despite suffering from chronic health issues, including asthma, Roosevelt's father encouraged him to pursue outdoor activities. This instilled in him a lifelong love for adventure and the outdoors. Roosevelt was homeschooled by private tutors and his education was rigorous. At age 18, he attended Harvard University, where he excelled in academics and developed a passion for history, writing, and political thought. After graduation, Roosevelt entered the world of politics, eager to make a difference. He began his career in the New York State Assembly in 1882, quickly earning a reputation as a reformer. His first major achievement was his advocacy for civil service reform and efforts to combat corruption in the state government. However, his career was not without setbacks. In 1884, he suffered personal tragedy with the death of his wife, Alice Lee Roosevelt, and his mother in the same day. Deeply affected by the loss, he withdrew temporarily from politics, retreating to the Badlands of North Dakota to recover and recharge. During this time, Roosevelt became a cowboy, gaining first-hand experience in the American West, which would shape his rugged image and persona. His time in the Badlands also furthered his appreciation for conservation, a cause he would champion throughout his life. Roosevelt's political career took a major turn when he resigned as Assistant Secretary of the Navy in 1898 to join the fight in the Spanish-American War. His leadership of the Rough Riders, a volunteer cavalry regiment, became legendary after their charge up San Juan Hill in Cuba. Roosevelt's valor and charisma in the war elevated him to national prominence, and he returned from the war a war hero. His war hero status helped propel him to the office of Governor of New York in 1899. As governor, Roosevelt continued his crusade against corruption, breaking up powerful political machines and pushing progressive reforms in the state. His bold actions made him both a popular and controversial figure in New York. In 1900, Roosevelt's political fortunes soared when he was selected as William McKinley's running mate in the presidential election. The choice was largely a result of Roosevelt's growing popularity, but it also placed him on a path to the White House. When McKinley was assassinated in September 1901, Roosevelt, at the age of 42, became the youngest president in American history. As president, Roosevelt championed progressive reforms that aimed to regulate business practices, improve public welfare, and promote fairness in society. He saw himself as a trust buster, challenging powerful monopolies and promoting the regulation of industries like railroads and oil. His administration was marked by the enforcement of the Sherman Antitrust Act, which aimed to dissolve monopolies and promote competition in business. Roosevelt also worked to improve labor relations, notably intervening in the 1902 coal strike, where he helped mediate an agreement between striking miners and coal companies, securing better wages and working conditions. His actions during this dispute earned him the admiration of both laborers and employers. One of Roosevelt's most lasting legacies is his commitment to conservation. He believed in preserving America's natural beauty for future generations. Roosevelt expanded the national park system, created the first national wildlife refuge, and established the United States Forest Service. Under his leadership, the number of national parks grew from 5 to 18, and the acreage protected as national forests more than tripled. Roosevelt's conservation efforts were driven by his belief in the importance of the outdoors for maintaining American values and the health of the nation. His preservation of millions of acres of land remains one of his most significant accomplishments. Roosevelt's foreign policy was characterized by his motto, "Speak softly and carry a big stick." He believed in the power of American diplomacy backed by military strength. One of his most notable achievements was his role in negotiating the end of the Russo-Japanese War, for which he won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1906, becoming the first American president to receive the honor. In addition to his diplomatic efforts, Roosevelt oversaw the construction of the Panama Canal, a monumental engineering project that would connect the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. The canal was vital for trade and military strategy and cemented Roosevelt's legacy as a statesman who shaped the global balance of power. In 1904, Roosevelt was elected in his own right after winning a resounding victory. During his second term, he focused on further progressive reforms, including advocating for consumer protection laws and the regulation of food and drug industries. He worked to address issues of poverty and urban living conditions, supporting the growth of public health and education initiatives. Roosevelt's domestic policy was aimed at modernizing America and ensuring that it was a fairer society for all of its citizens. Roosevelt left office in 1909 after 2 terms, but his influence did not fade. In 1912, he made an unsuccessful bid for a 3rd term under the banner of the Progressive Bull Moose Party. Although he lost the election to Woodrow Wilson, Roosevelt remained active in public life and continued to speak out on issues such as military preparedness and the importance of progressive policies. In 1914, Roosevelt embarked on a controversial expedition to South America, exploring the Amazon River and writing about his experiences. This adventure was a testament to his indefatigable spirit and sense of curiosity. Roosevelt died on January 6, 1919, at the age of 60. He had left an indelible mark on the nation, transforming the role of the president into one of leadership, action, and reform. His legacy as a champion of progressive causes, conservation, and American power both domestically and internationally endures to this day. Theodore Roosevelt was a larger-than-life figure whose energy, vision, and accomplishments reshaped the United States. His presidency marked a turning point in American history, laying the groundwork for the modern state while embracing the country's evolving role on the world stage. His leadership not only transformed the political landscape of his time, but also left a lasting imprint on American culture and values, making him one of the most influential presidents in U.S. history.